Hi, and welcome to episode 3 on the Just Create server. Today, we're taking automation one step further. For episode 3, quick little recap what we did last episode. We set up this entire thing, which is making us iron. Why is this full? So we are going to have to get rid of some of that flint, which I do plan on for today. Yeah. For today, though, we are going to work over here. I've gotten rid of all of our trees, mostly because, well, I don't want to get rid of those beautiful trees by accident. So we are going to figure out how to farm trees the old-fashioned Create way with a gantry and some other stuff. So I think this is a good location. I am going to flatten this out a little bit. So I'll go, let's just do something along these lines. I do want this to stay, so I'm probably gonna curve this out. Okay, so this will help us a lot. I don't really want it to be a big farm. We don't really have the space for that, but if I could like get a gantry in here, for instance, on this side, then maybe we can hide most of the Create stuff underground, which would be nice. For now though, interface goes here. Interface goes here. And I think the other one will go here. Or do we want to put it here maybe? Yeah, sure, why not? And then the bolt will go underneath that. So let's do that. Let's glue this one over there. This one right here and right here. And let's test that out again. That would be an option, but that's gonna go right through the tree. So I think I might reroute it to like over here somewhere. Then we need our acacia and our other one. Whatchamacallit. So this one's gonna be cherry, and then we will have acacia, which we do need to go and get. But the good thing about acacia, it's not that far away. Okay, acacia, right there. And now we just let it go. So this doesn't work, it's getting stuck on the deployers, so I'll probably have to move these. Now let me clean this up a little bit, and then we get started on the real project for today. I'm getting a bit of a platform in, because, well, we are producing a lot of byproduct in the name of flint. I think I am good for now to move that back inwards, so we can back up a little bit more. And we're also producing a lot of seeds. So what I want to do is put in another building that's going to process both of those items and maybe even more into stuff that we can use. So over here we can use a lot of the flint and also some of the cobblestone to make andesite, which is, well, good because then we don't have to go and mine it. I am going to put a little chute over here so we can filter out all the andesite. We are going to mix it all into here, which is gonna require, did I say mix? I meant press. It's just gonna require a press, and then over here we'll get a little belt setup going. So that's side one. And then we'll go into here, out here, and we'll set this to exactly 2. That's because we need 2 of these for the recipe to work. And then I think we can put a tank over here. Do I have a tank in my... I think I got some fluid tanks. I'll get quite a lot in, because lava is always helpful, and it's good to have like a little backup. We'll do that, and then we'll get our mechanical pump in here, pointing into the basin. So, I think it's easy enough to do that. We'll power this somehow, and then we'll come out here, put one of those, then maybe get a vertical one set up here so that we can connect up to the cog over there. And then we need to power this somehow. Maybe we do that, and then we'll have that maybe, just to make it look a bit more interesting. I think that will, I mean, we still have to power this, but I think we're good to go. I do want to put most of the power underneath here. So let's dig out a little basement, and yeah, I'll speed through that and I'll get back to you guys. That's everything that we can do over here. Of course, we still have to set up all the frog ports. I'll get them in place for now, so I'll have one set up here. You know what? Let's, because that's a lot of space. Let's do this. Then we'll jump on here. We'll do that. We'll do the same over here. So we'll get you, and then you. And then once we get the conveyor, the chain conveyors in, we'll get these connected and set them all up. But that's gonna be it for now. I do need to get storage going though. So that is gonna be one. We'll space these out like so. So we'll have one for the andesite. We'll have one of these for bone meal, because we'll turn all the seeds into bone meal as to have that on standby. I kind of want to do belts running along here. Okay, so that's going to be our storage system. Of course, we'll have to set up the inputs like that, and that's storage. Good. So that's, honestly, that's one done. The bone meal is going to be a lot easier because we're going to use vanilla mechanics. We'll do this and then these on top so we can lock them. We'll get a little chest on top and then set up our frog port like this. That's it. Of course, we'll need to get in there. There we go. And then, of course, just to make sure everything lands on the belt, we'll get some chutes in place. I want to put in a haunter, a smelter, and a washer and stuff. But if I do need to get more conveyors in here, I probably won't have space to do it on the first floor. So let's get the house in place. I'll do it in a time lapse, and then we can worry about all of the other stuff that I want to put in this building. Before we get building on the second floor, well, first floor, on that floor, I need to get started on the lava farm, because, well, we have everything set up. As you can see, we've got cobblestone coming in, we have seeds coming in, but the biggest problem that we're having is the fact that, well, we don't have lava, so we're kind of not making andesite at the moment. So the thing about lava farms is that they're fairly easy to get. We can do that, so that's gonna be one, then we'll do one. Then we get to go cauldrons, This is going to be a pretty slow farm, but over time it's going to ramp up, which is kind of what we want. And then we have to put lava on top of that. I am going to... How can I dress this up? I think I can go with a balcony. Do I have enough stuff left? We'll take out this window over here. We'll make it a little doorway. We'll get rid of this as well. And then we put the lava in here. And at this point, I think we just do this. We'll get our copper in here. And I kind of want to extend the roof out as well. Okay, we're making lava, which is good. It's going to be slow, but that's fine. Okay, so it's been about a day. No, it's been a couple of hours since I've built the actual shop. Well, it's more so a market stall. But I just saw that we had a load of cardboard left over. So, yeah. Does he... Nothing sold yet. Okay. That was expected. Now before we get to the washer and the smelter and stuff, I want to find out what this thing is. It's been looming over our valley. There's an actual word for this, but it's been looming over our little crater, and I'm curious of what it means. So let's go and find the fox, I guess. Welcome to the IO Union. Have you been scammed for access to items and resources by means of selling your soul? I have. So yes, just let Foxy Nussel know that you wish to transfer all of your IOU debt. That might actually be handy. You know what? Foxy, you might be good for something. Where is he? Dude, this thing is expanding rapidly. Do we see a name tag somewhere? Oh, he's... Do we have a sign somewhere? Get some of these on the other side. It would be good if we had such a torch there. There's plenty of torches over here. One we won't miss. Boom. Oh god. There we go. A nice new cage, and then we'll put this over here, because you can't miss it. Saw your book. There you go. Should sweeten the deal, you know? Let's get started on the second floor of our building. So my plan was to have this sit over here. Now, we will have to have space for 4 fans, which that should do the trick. Then we'll do this. Then we need to keep in mind that we have to figure out what to put here. Then 1 block, 2 block, and then a vault over here. Oh no, let's see. Because all of these are going to go back into the inventory, or into our general storage, right? So they can all go into a vault, just 1 vault. Campfires in the middle, that way the lava and the water don't become obsidian. Then we'll have 2 spaces of movement, and then I think we'll have to do vault over here. And now it's just a matter of powering this, which I think we can do that. And then I do want to speed control this, because I want this to be very slow, or the fans to be very slow. That way we don't have to set any filters over there, and we can just rely on the fact that the items will move very slowly, and before they're picked up by the funnels over here, they'll be smelted or washed or whatever they need to be doing. So we could put this over here, right? Okay, it's chain drive. Is that's gonna feel very cramped, is it? Yeah. Let's keep this one on this side, right here. And I think, you know what? What's that? I think that's a perfect diagonal. So if we go and grab a belt, and do that, hey, now we just do 8. Let's say we wanna, what can we cook up? Don't stand in the fire, but if we do this, those should be moving very slowly, and like right about there, they should look. They turned into their respective thingies. Okay, now we can kind of dress it up, I guess. But that's gonna be a lot faster than using the furnaces that I was using before. And now we can also wash a lot of things. First of all, we are going to clean this up and just kind of do that. Then over here, we can kind of, because I don't want to be walking up here. I kind of want to clutter it up a little bit. So we'll put down you, and then over here, I think we'll just put down some brackets, holding it to the wall, I guess. Kind of also want to put in a saw, mechanical saw, in here to kind of strip logs whenever we need it. But where am I gonna put that? I'll probably put it upstairs, I guess. Like, we could put it along this wall, I think. It doesn't really matter which direction it goes, as long as the frog ports are nicely set up. We should be good. And there we go. That's what we need. That's all we need, actually. Alrighty, I think we're good. I think we're at a point where this workshop is automated. Like, we've got pretty much everything automated at this point. So I've come back from the caves and I've gotten to some crushing. I'm gonna send that to the washers so that we get some gunpowder out of it, because I want to go and check out a place that's gonna be very important for us in the future. Okay, let's go and see if I can spot the place I'm looking for. Okay, this is where I kind of wanted to do it. Because this village, I think, wow, it still has villagers? Wow, that's new. So has it been raided? I think so. But I wanted to use this village as the start of our new project. And a lot of that is going to be underground. So I'm going to start digging. Because, well, we need a lot of space. A lot of space for what we want to do. But let me get started. I'll get to, I don't know, where I want to be, and you'll see me digging, I guess. I'll go and get the drill, which is going to make this a lot easier. But here's the montage. The first layer's done. It's a pretty big hole. We have to go down 60 more blocks, which is doable. But I do want to make the drill a little bit bigger. Plus, I want to give it an automatic unloading system. So I'll set up some vaults. I'll go and grab everything I need, and we'll get to work. Hello, Future X here to explain to you guys what's going on. We started out by placing down some vaults and a belt. Later, when I realized that this isn't enough for the amount of blocks that I'll be digging, I've sorted out all the precious things into their own different vault, and we burned all the cobblestone and cobbled deep slate. We expanded the drill by a lot and got ready to start digging. The best thing to show you this amount of digging is a time lapse, but you know how replay mod works, and it corrupted almost 8 hours of work. The good thing is I live streamed all of it, so if you want to see what 8 hours of digging does to an egg, it's linked in the description below and in the cards on screen right now. Now, back to when this is finished. Okay, this has been 8 hours of work, but I got it all dug out. We're ready to start our project. We're not going to do any real work on the project just yet, but we are going to prep some small farms that I will need for what's to come in here. I do want to show off this though. So this is what digging this amount of area, aside from all the stones and stuff that you get, this is what you get from that. So a lot of stuff. So we'll take this back to our starter base, and I'm ready to take a little break from the underground stuff and actually do something above ground. Before we get to actually starting the project, I guess, or starting the preparation for the project, I do want to go end raiding. Because 1, I need a lot more shulker boxes, and 2, it wouldn't hurt to get a couple more elytra. So we should be ready to go and take care of some end cities. So let's go over to the end portal, and I'll see you all over there. Okay, so I think I have everything I need for the next step. I just need some Is this water rising? Huh. Maybe all of us are dumping a little too much water into the lake, but I don't think Foxy will mind. I mean, I think it'll be fine, I hope. Now, I gotta go over to our hole and explain to you what we're gonna be doing there. So the plan for this hole is we are gonna create I wouldn't call it a mini game, but an experience for the other players on the server to run a dungeon. I've gotten some experience from Zelda, well, the Zelda games, in particular Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess, as well as some other creators around the YouTube space and the Minecraft space, to create my own dungeon using the Create mod. And to do that, we do need to set up a little bit of I wouldn't call it a farming area, but we do need to generate some items that we can use within the dungeon. And that's what we're going to do today. So today is prep work, and then in the coming weeks I'll be working on the dungeon until it's done. Now let's get started on these basic farms. Okay, so we have all the vaults in place, and I think we'll start over here, which is this little corner over here is basically going to make decorated pots, which sounds like it's going to be difficult, but it's actually pretty easy to do. We start where everything starts with the Create mod, with cobblestone. So let's grab everything I need to do that. We'll start off with a belt going all the way over here. Power we'll do later, but this'll do the trick. Then of course we'll go here. We only want sand and like all the clay and stuff to go in here, so that's why we're double crushing. We don't want any flint. Over here we'll do another belt. So those should all be connected now. They should all go in this direction. And then over here, that's gonna be our bricks. And this is gonna be where sand comes out. Okay, we'll set up a little washing station here. So this will wash the sand into clay balls, and then here we'll cook them into lava or into bricks, and then we'll do. Now let's get some power in here. I'm almost thinking we could go along this wall. All right, I've got all the water wheels. I'll get most of the water wheels in. I think that'll be enough for today, and for, well, the first part of the actual dungeon. We can always expand if we need to, but I do want to see if we're actually producing bricks. Maybe it'll help if I actually set a filter. Now let's turn that brick into decorated pots. And that's where we're going to use a new feature of the new Create mod update and an extra feature of the frog ports, which is kind of like really exciting. Let's set up some chain conveyors, but maybe it's easier to get the crafters set up first. And then I think I need to connect them all at the back so that they're one entity or one crafter. We've got a mechanical crafter, which is perfect. Then we'll need one of these. And we'll set this guy up later. We'll also need a guy set up over here. Then we grab whatever this is, cardboard. We'll move these guys back into here. And then put down some cardboard. Mostly, it doesn't have to be cardboard, but mostly because I like it. And we'll use that as a main. Everything that needs to be automated will go on there. So what we'll do now is grab these. We'll do that. Grab some of these guys. And then I also need to make one pot to set over there. We'll add a new connection, which is basically saying use this brick to craft pots, right? We'll use the mechanical crafter and then we'll send it to deco pot crafter, right? So basically what we're doing now is saying use those bricks that we're making in that one vault and take those and turn those using that mechanical crafter that we have, turn those into pots. And then I kind of want to set a target amount as well, which is as easy as doing that. I'll need a lot, so let's start out with 40. It'll take a while, but we should be seeing packages being crafted up into pots. Nice. That's technically part 1 done of the farm, right? Of our little preparation farm. We're making pots, which is great. It's going to be slow, but it's great. Another slow farm is going to be over here. You already see that I've dug out some other stuff, some channels and stuff. That's mostly for power, but also because I want to build this farm on some andesite casing so that I don't dig it out later. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to make a little tree farm. Not because we need wood. I mean, the wood's going to be useful for sure, but mostly because we need apples and bone meal. And over here, we'll put the receiving end of that portable interface. So every time it comes over here, it'll dump all of its items into the receiving end, which we still have to set up. But, you know, things take time. Then we'll get some trees planted to get started. And hope that they grow. This. And that should make sure that everything gets sorted in their right chests, which is great. Now let's set up this thing. The converter, the bone meal converter, I'm gonna call it. This is, again, pretty vanilla setup, but it works. So, and then I also need to get power over here, but also I need to get those over here. So I think we might get a belt in place, go across, and maybe till we're like right there, maybe. And then I need to get you in place, but I also need to go up one because I need to be able to go get a funnel underneath here. Right? Let's power it first before we do any funnels, because I have no idea if this is gonna work. I should be able to do this, then go like that. Okay, so we're going across, which is great. And then over here, we'll just do that. I'm gonna take all those saplings and turn them into bone meal. So whenever we do anything with skeletons or bones, we're going to send the bones all the way over here, and they'll get crushed into bone meal for us to use in the dungeon. Okay, I think I've got everything that's automatically generating items set up. There is one more farm that we need to set up that is going to require me to be AFK, or me to actually do something. And that's this little guy over there. So, what this farm is going to be, it's going to be a very simple snowball farm. So while I was flying over the mountain to get some casings, I also took some snow and some pumpkins so we can actually make our golems. But for now, we'll just do this. I think that will be enough. And then we'll grab you, do that, go boom, boom, boom. Make it look a bit nicer, right? Pumpkin seeds we don't need. I do indeed need that. And then a filter for snowballs. I'm not gonna put these back in there yet, or maybe we do. But before we do anything, we do need to set up a frog port so that we can track its status. Gonna want to have a status checker over here, so we'll do this. That'll keep track of snowballs in the vault. And then we'll also add one on the pin board over here, just so we have an overall view of what that looks like. And then we just stand here and we get digging. Now that we have done the whole automating thing, there is one more thing that I want to automate, and that's a food source, another food source outside of apples, namely carrots. And that's why these two guys are here. We're going to breed them a little bit, because I am going to need more. While they do their thing, I'm going to get started on the actual farm. This is a standard carrot farm, vanilla carrot farm. Although we could do... We don't technically need villagers. I need villagers for something else, so I'll leave them going. But I'm just gonna put up a create farm, I think. That's gonna be the easiest way to do this. Alright. So now we're also making carrots, which is great. It's kind of what I wanted.
Meanwhile.
Eggs. Eggs.
Hello. What's up?
Hello.
Where you at? Oh, you're coming through the front door. Hello.
Coming through the side door, front door. That's the front door. Oh, hi.
That is
hi.
the front door. Yes.
You look a little evil there. I don't know. Weird seeing you with a face, honestly. Anyways, I've come to ask of something from you.
Yes.
I'd like to rent your drill.
Okay.
Would that be a possibility? Because I need more tough.
I mean, it's gonna place a lot of cobblestone.
I mean, that's fine. No?
I mean, if you wanted to, yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I can place a contraption controls on it temporarily to disable the deployers.
Oh yeah, you could.
I guess that would disable all of them, though, so...
I mean, it's gonna disable all of them, which will make sure...
will make it not work, yeah. Right. No, I definitely think this is bigger than yeah, this is bigger than Chosen's.
Okay.
Chosen's has definitely been upgraded, but this is bigger. And bigger storage.
Yeah. So it should filter everything out except for the tracks that are in there and a couple of stacks of cobblestone. So if you don't want any cobblestone to be placed, just make sure there's none.
Okay, so what I think I guess we could do that. Is there cobblestone in there now?
There's a couple of stacks somewhere.
Okay, thank you. I'll bring you back a percentage of the whatever things I get.
It's drilled it all out. Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
all the blocks are gonna be filtered in here, so...
Yeah. Does the ore stay, or what do the ores
The
do?
ores go in here.
Is the ores in here already?
No, it's empty for now.
Good. Alright, coolio. I'll bring
Alright.
buy some diamonds in your area later.
Okay. And after a good deal with Stam, I decided to help Mr. Bierston out by placing some dirt. This area will eventually turn into our shopping district, so we'll need a lot of space and a decently sized station for the trains and goods that are gonna pass through. While Mr. Bierstone worked on the train tracks, and I've been in a digging mood for this entire time, I decided to clear some land where the station is gonna go. I had done the first and largest bit with just my trusted tools when Mr. Beerstone and Throlash came to visit.
Hello, I've come to harass you and sell you things.
Oh God. Can I save my replay first, and then I'll listen to you guys.
That sounds fair.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
So I'll hop back on in a second.
I missed. Oh, I got a chicken out of it though.
Oh, look at that. What are you doing down there, Rex?
You fell, buddy.
Yeah, apparently I did.
Anyway, yeah, power, both of you, come join me. So, how would you like unlimited power for a nominal fee?
What kind of power? Are we talking like rotational power, or like I'm going to end the world and dominate everyone kind of power?
This is actually a very valid question.
Right? Yeah. No, not Thanos power. Okay. More steam power.
So let's
basically come with me. Come with me. Let me show you something. It's very exciting, I promise. So this is Beardy Power Co. Welcome. Okay. Lots of power is being created on the inside in there. Feel free to have a little peek, but this is where your power will be generated, basically.
Okay.
Currently, as you can see, there's 570,000 still available, so lots of power for everyone at spawn at the moment, and I will expand this as necessary. But what I'll need to do, if you want to get hooked up to this system, all you need is one of these, which can come in any color of pillar block you like. And this is the prepayment meter. Okay. Basically, what you do is you just need these tokens here, and if you put those into the item hatch. Oh, Throlash gets the honor. So put those in the item hatch, and then press the button on the right. Press that, and then you'll see, if you look at the back here, the power comes on.
Oh.
And there we go. And that has now updated the board. So this is what I can put in your base for you. And these tokens, they flow away at 1 an hour. And they're only a diamond a stack. So it's cheap power, free installation as well. And then you can just hook up. You've got hookups on the side here. You've got change eyes. You've got a spinny thing. So that's kind of the purpose. And essentially what I'm giving you now is the option to sign on willingly. The alternative involves me breaking into your house to install one of these, and I'll put it wherever I want. So I would imagine, I would advise maybe that we can choose where to put it. I mean, Foxy's one is actually underground, so it's just built into the wall. So he doesn't have a big container on his lawn. Chosen has a container on the lawn, but he chose a lovely granite pillar. The one.
Ooh, that's nice.
You have a choice on where it goes. Two more
questions.
Yeah.
Are you connecting up all my buildings? Because now, at the moment, they're all on separate water wheels.
I will connect up the connection point for you. I don't connect to your power network. That's for you to do. I would install the meter. You will then connect it to your network.
Second question: if I hook up my windmill to your system, do I get reduced fees? Because I'm
no, but the way it works is obviously over time the power is going to start getting used more and more.
Yes.
And if the power station does need to expand, then obviously at that time rates may go up. So if you're also providing your own power to the system, you're essentially delaying the inevitable, which is, it's a good thing, right? It might buy you a bit more time.
Mr. Beardstone, as Foxy would say, Mr. Beardstone.
Mr. Beardstone!
Mr. Beardstone.
There's one more thing. I've heard through the grapevines, I've heard that there were some power issues lately.
No.
I just heard a review.
For the last 24 hours, we've had 100% uptime.
See, the thing is, if you hook me up to your network and your network fails, I cannot access any of my items.
Oh, I know. It's such a pain, isn't it?
Is there any compensation clause in this contract, or?
I mean, so far Foxy hasn't had to pay for power, and he's had it for 5 days. Put it that way.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we don't guarantee 100% uptime, but we hope for it.
Okay.
Yeah, Beardy Power Co. Bringing the stress to you.
Yes, stress indeed.
All right, so
okay, let's go and take a look. There's three coils. There's 3 coils in here, and this is just for this building. So if you come here, up the ladder, we go to basement number 2. This is building number 2, and I've got 2 more coils.
Right, of course. This has got to go. This is unbelievable.
All right, guys.
Abuse
I'm
of
gonna
water
catch you
wheels
guys.
here.
I'm gonna check you guys later. Listen, as much as I don't agree with non-renewable power,
It is
these gotta
renewable. It's
go.
an infinite lava pit.
these gotta go. These gotta go.
Yeah,
So-
exactly, Throwlash, exactly. It's okay. We'll reconvene when you realises the pros of lots
Sure,
of power
sure.
instead
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna
windmills.
go-
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Although
go
windmills
and
are lovely, we do sell those too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work on my gigantic windmill farm. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, doodles.
Say,
So I'll mark out with tough where the panel will go.
Yeah, sure.
So if we have the panel, say for example, do you want it this way or do you want it this way?
I'd say replace the water wheels, so build it into the wall.
So put all the electrics back there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put the panel behind these blocks here.
Sure.
I'll make it a little bit wider because you're gonna want, because you won't have side access. You're gonna want rotational power. So your rotational power will come out these blocks here.
Or could you do above, maybe?
I certainly can. Yeah, I'll put the power up here for you if you prefer.
Okay.
But basically, that area there, I will install a panel for you. Installation does take 5 to 7 working days. No, I'm joking. It shouldn't take that long. I might not get a chance to do it today, though, so it might be after the weekend.
Oh, you're
because
good.
I'm a busy boy.
You're good.
I'm a busy boy. But once it's in, I will let you know. You also get complimentary 2.5 days power free when you first get installed as well. So lucky
Interesting.
you. For now, can I just say thank you very much for your help with all the digging and dirt placing. It's been an
Oh,
absolute
no problem.
nightmare.
I'll finish up the rest and then I'll call it a day for today.
You absolute hero. Thanks, Eggs, and I'll get you installed soon.
Good.
Toodles!
Bye. So, that's going to be the episode for today. I did end up getting myself a beacon, because the last little bit was very much against the deadline. So, I've run out of time. I'll get to editing and get the video out as fast as I can so that we can get started on the project. I hope you've enjoyed this video and the progress enough to like and subscribe to the channel and the video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!